When does it start? Oh, it's live. Am I live? Hi. Hello. Wait, where's the... There. Hi. I'm Yamina Anna Jordan. You probably already know who I am. People are about to get pretty noisy, hoping to cover this fact, but this is my computer, and I am at Pete's Coffee, and I believe this is either Virginia or Washington, D.C., United States of America, at Pete's Coffee on Washington Boulevard. I may be in a place called Ballston, Ballston, either that or Arlington, Virginia, somewhere nearby that. So, let's see here. I have some good news for you, just in case you're a little confused over here. For the majority of us who are not confused, any residents here, permanent residents, civilians, citizens, people who are legal, travelers also with legal valid passports, any member who is not considered secretly, I'd like to share this with you. Anybody who interrupts obviously is having a problem with me stating the United States Constitution. That tells you quite a bit. No one cares about who else those people are, but I will tell you this is my computer, and I'm happy to record this. So here we are, January 22nd, 2019. The time is, let's see, look at my handy dandy watch. It is 6:44 p.m. in the evening. And so I would just like to quote the U.S. Constitution here, section number 3, and I'll read out loud. There's nothing in between this, so I'm reading it in my phone right now just so you can see it. No person shall be a senator or representative in Congress or elector of president and vice president or hold any office, civil or military, under the United States or under any state who, having previously taken an oath as a member of Congress or as an officer of the United States or as a member of any state legislature or as an executive or judicial officer of any state to support the Constitution of the United States shall have engaged in insurrection or, okay, you know what? I just got interrupted. Another secretly at play. Where did I leave off? So I'll go backwards from, or as a member of any state legislature, or as an executive or judicial officer of any state to support the Constitution of the United States. You know, I'm going to re-record this. Hold on one second. We're having some difficulty back here. Why is that? Okay, never mind. Never had to do that. Still here. So I'll start from the beginning since there's a lot of interruption. Obviously, people do not believe in the United States Constitution. That was a number one asset considered and dedicated to protect our civilians here in the United States. If you are not one, please shut your mouth. If you do not support the people here, please shut your mouth. And for the music that is tapping in and getting extremely loud, and the people in the background banging around, we already know who they are. Funny enough, he has an American flag on his shirt. Now that I gave him enough attention and to every other secretly here who wishes to bother, I will continue from the beginning. The time is now 3 minutes and 30 seconds later. It is 6:45 p.m. I will start again. U.S. Constitution. Let me look to the right. I keep looking to the left. Let me look to the right. No, I keep looking to the left. The camera's right there. Right. Oh, hi. Okay. Section number 3. No person shall be a senator or representative in Congress or elector of president and vice president or hold any office, civil or military, under the United States or under any state who, having previously taken an oath as a member of Congress or as an officer of the United States, or as a member of any state legislature, or as an executive or judicial officer of any state, to support the Constitution of the United States, shall have engaged in insurrection or rebellion against the same, or given aid or comfort to the enemies thereof. But Congress may vote of 2/3 of each house to remove such disability. What is the disability? The insurrection or rebellion against the same. There's no reason we would attack our own country. Section 4, the validity of the public debt of the United States, authorized by law, including debts incurred for payment of pensions and bounties for services in suppressing insurrection or rebellion, shall not be questioned. But neither the United States nor any state shall assume or pay any debt or obligation incurred in aid of insurrection or rebellion against the United States, or any claim for the loss or emancipation of any slave. But all such debts, obligations, and claims shall be held illegal and void. Meaning, again, and I go back to the part where it says, the debt incurred, right, for suppressing the insurrection. So I'll go back. What is held illegal and void are any claims for the loss or emancipation of any slave, leading to where it says, basically, we refuse to pay people who are attacking the United States. Hate to have to re-explain it, but I already said it right there. If you'd like to take a look at it, you can. It is, in fact, oh, here's Section 5. It is, in fact, in the U.S. Constitution. And Section 5, the Congress shall have power to enforce by appropriate legislation the provisions of this article. I recommend you read that. As hard as it was to do, being interrupted by the, in quotes, secretlies, we know who they are at this point. I hate to break this little bubble for you, but I am so excited to get this over with, as with everybody else. All the blonde secretlies, all the little bit of boths, all the Africans who are really secretlies, all the wish they were somebody else's, the dark skins, the light skin, the tan skin, the illegals, the secretly Hawaiians, the secretly wish they were Filipinos, the secretly everything. We're sick of it, we're tired of it. If you're half and half or a little bit of both or whatever you want to call it, I believe on behalf of the entire world, from what I have learned in 2 years and all that I have fought for, yes, we really do feel sorry for you. You attack that woman again, I guarantee that will be your last day. That is exactly what I've been hearing, and there's only one more problem. No one is on the side. Nobody is on the side with the secretly. The Mexicans. What does secretly mean, in my opinion, after 2 years? In a list, it's an itemized sheet, an itemized balance, including Donald Trump, an itemized list of all the money that has been collected and that is owed, not only to the United States, hence why we're in the middle of a shutdown and a furlough, but also to every person who's visited here, lost money, who's invested in the United States, who's lost money, corporations who've lost good employees, good assets, to every federal division of the United States, every federal arm and branch, including legislative, executive, and judicial, every single 3 of them. Ask us secretly what that really means. What are the 3? It took me a while to figure it out, but I know what it is. And to every single human being who has an oath, a sworn oath, to abide by the policy and laws and conduct of the United States federal government, who has been compromised, decided what side they're on, and intentionally had a mission, an underlying mission and motive to take over our country that we hold so dear, that we love so much, that keeps all of our innocent people safe and protected. There's so many thoughts that go after that, including why would they think that's possible, and how is that possible? They think just by population density they could. The answer is no. They're not good enough. Why? The workmanship, the performance, the quality has drug our economy down in less than 5 years to the point where people are sleeping on the streets. We are in the middle of a long-term furlough. People are not getting paid. 2 paycheck cycles in and you still haven't gotten paid. People are afraid to lose their jobs simply for being a loyal United States American citizen, a person who is abiding by this U.S. Constitution every day. That does not make sense. And you are not alone, and I need to inform every single one of the people who are here who are not Mexican, who are not on the side with Mexicans or secretlies, who have fought every single day just to hold on to what we preserve here. Our safety, our security, our families, our future, our love, our dreams, our aspirations, our education, our enrichment. The entire world is spinning around the United States of America and their effort to put this fire out. Now I go all over the world and I paint a picture for you of immigration from Mexico flooding up to the United States with fake visas, fake social security cards, fake identities, duplicate documents from other people who really are American and populating very quickly. People who've lived here for 15 years without a visa on purpose, who then go from here with a fake passport or an issued passport from someone else's identity somewhere other than that. Now, where do they go? Canada? What's after that? Australia, Europe, all over Europe, Middle East even, some places in Jerusalem, all over the Middle East, Italy, France, Poland, Greece, Czechoslovakia. They go farther than that. You know where they go? They go as far as they can. They go to the Alps if they can. Switzerland, Sweden, Iceland, Greenland, Papua New Guinea. We're talking Jamaica, Haiti, Sri Lanka, Malaysia, India, West India, Africa, China, North Korea, South Korea, and I have a lot of pride for all the people there. And yes, I do love a lot of people. I have a big family in North Korea, South Korea, primarily North Korea, some people in China, people all over the world that secretly just asked me for more information as if they couldn't get it the first 100 million times. So here's me repeating myself again. Across the world, from Europe, we go to Asia, we go to the Philippines, we go to Sri Lanka, Malaysia, Thailand even. They spread to Thailand, they spread to different area, if I could just keep going, down south, even some in Egypt, believe it or not. People here who act as if they're Egyptian, and once they're called out, they say, okay, you figured it out, they're really Mexican. All the way down to certain parts of Africa, which I'm shocked to see so many dark-complected Mexicans who say they're secretly, who are really Mexican and not African at all. That's the craziest part. They'll try on any accent they can and go anywhere it's possible. Last funniest joke I had is, well, why don't we try Kuwait? What do you know about it? Tell me why you'd like to go there. Why don't you show me your knowledge about it before you visit? Not even good travelers, mind you, hoping that they can act as if they have a different identity than who they really are. So then you go down to Africa. There are parts of Africa that are, different areas that may work together, may not, but people have been affected there by Mexicans as well. Even, especially South Africa, some places of Cote d'Ivoire, some places of, up north, near, all over, in Nigeria too, and farther down. So, this is spread all over the place. I hear this woman over here with a black jacket who's just secretly saying, she's slowing my subconscious down and all this other stuff, and I'm learning disabled and this and that and this and that. It's a fear tactic. Just prior to 3 days ago, what they would do is come in and flood in, walking around, showing off my latest idea and asking if I cared, and then struggling to get me to pay attention. Well, she just got my attention. And unfortunately, there's no way to hide. They've created a global issue in the United States because of the fact that their intention, as I reported to United States government of international affairs back in January, February, or March of 2017, their intention was to attack the United States. Little did I realize it would be through psychological terrorism. And so now you understand when you hear certain phrases like certain mind games. They invented my head and yours, which I would never put my head in yours, honestly. I like my head right here. I'm happy with it. Messy hair and all. Yeah, this little cowlick. I mean, this isn't very cute, but realistically speaking, that's not a game you ever want to sit down for or ever deal with. If I could, I'd back smack him. You know, slow action. Boof! Right in the face. You want to play that game with me, really? Do you know how stupid they've become because of their work? I feel really, really bad about it, but the saddest part is there's no way they could have won unless they were willing to sacrifice everything they had to pay the cost of what would happen once they finally lost. They never did. They always expected they had everything they needed to take over. The worst part is they don't even know what a hostile takeover is. And I flash back to a moment in time in Redondo Beach when I went to HT Grill, and I expected that the Central Intelligence Agency would finally pay me for all of the work that I have done. And the whole world had been watching the whole way through, but this was a time when we all came together to realize something was wrong here. People were going insane. People were going insane. Buses were driving left and right without a route to go to. They were delivering people off at the wrong stops. People would get off and wonder where they're going and get back on and get lost again for another hour. And I was not the only person who would do that. Hours went by around the clock where people could not get to a destination, a meeting, an appointment, a doctor's appointment if they're a senior citizen. They couldn't get to the delivery of their child if they didn't have enough to drive a car. If they had a car, people were speeding through street lights. You know, what would turn green would then turn red, and no one would know why a light just switched in the middle of the street. Old lady's crossing the street, and someone just almost hits her that was a scary one, with a gas tank. Literally. And people just go, wow, what was that? And then they forget and keep moving. How can someone possibly do a job with that going on? And helicopters spinning overhead, left and right, loud noises, people rushing back and forth, adults spreading disinformation, children complaining and screaming, Mexicans going into shopping centers saying, is my programming in your kid? Babies screaming out loud. It's like, oh my God, it's insanity. And guess how many countries had to watch this happen every single day of the week? And then add insult to injury, having to watch me go to the bathroom. So excuse me for that. Please do not look is what I would have said. That is censored information. No. Do not look at me going to the bathroom. No. But guess who made you do that? Guess who's totally powerless right now? Guess who's crippled economically? Guess who's to blame for everything? We already know the answer. And at this point, I think I would speak on behalf of them. Yes, they're ready to suffer every and any consequence that we can throw at them. So I'll give you that. Other than that, I'm owed a lot of money, and I'm looking forward to that issue being settled. And I'm really looking forward to rebuilding. I'll take you back to a time in 2017 in the beginning when my heart rhythm, or the text, the translation, was referred to as com equity, C-O-M, Mary, E-Q-U-I-T-Y, com equity, community equity, because I believe that's our community is where our worth, our value, our assets are in. And it's our job to protect our future, our foundation, and the lives that we keep. So that's how it started. My company, Com Equity, and then as director. I don't know how my name got titled as director, but I can tell you I did earn the right to lead a country as such. And for everyone, the 90 percentiles, meaning the geniuses, the gifted, the intelligent, the hard workers, the brave, the honest, the strong ones, the brave ones, the people who care about each other. And yeah, I mentioned one country, but when I mentioned one country, I mentioned that is the first country I defended. Also a request by the man in the striped shirt, who I really don't care about, back to me. First as Com Equity, and then as director. And that went for about 6 months until the attacks transpired and we realized who those Mexicans really are. I don't speak for myself right now. I speak for 2 years, over 2 years of experience and dedication to preserving the sanity of the United States. When I say that this president, Donald Trump, has not only allowed these actions to continue with this insanity, this craziness, those images of how crazy we were going at one point. We couldn't recognize our kids screaming and people fighting and noises and pollution and traffic and people confused and going left, right, left, not being able to focus on a job. You put your head down and boom, ow, my head hurts. That's a subnet. What is that? I don't know. I can't focus. I'm trying to stay and pay attention, but someone keeps interrupting me. I'm on the phone and then someone's adding a, can you believe this? These are not my words, but someone says add a, and their words add a F-U-C-K-I-N-G and a R-A-P-I-N-G. I hate those words. That should not be in common language. And mind you, I just heard it from a dark-skinned Mexican today at a doctor's office, Ballington Urgent Care, or Ballington Urgent Care with dark skin, who said the nastiest things to me, things I hear every single day, that he wanted to fuck and rape me, that he called me a whore, and why did I come in there? To get an x-ray of my arm. You want to see what Mexicans did to me? I'm not the only one. You know what they did to kids? You know what they did to senior citizens? You know how many drugs they've put in our food, in our coffee, in our burgers? The question is, I don't need to ask if you know because I know you know. I see your kids' pupils dilated, just like you have. The only people willing to deny it at this point are the secretlies because they don't want to get in trouble. And of course, they'll ask for you to defend them, but there's no sympathy card to play. So I need you to look at this arm for a second. There is a natural progression in my arm right here. Here we go. Let's see if you can see it from this side. I'm gonna get an x-ray of this. You can see that there's something in here. There's actually video footage from every country around the world that documented what happened in that emergency room, no matter how much you try to cover it up. So unfortunately, you guys are not able to hide anymore, something they always wanted from the onset. Well, let's look at this side. Yeah, this looks about the same, except there's one thing. One is smooth, and one has a chip right here. Oh, wait, let's see. Oh, there it is, right there. That's the sign. Right there. Anyway, I need to get an x-ray. Question is, when somebody asks you, do you know how much trouble you're in? When an agent of the law, including Department of Justice, when Homeland Security or any lawful officer not compromised, paid under the table, or compromised, asks you honestly and openly, recorded, do you understand what kind of trouble you've created in this world, not just in the United States? Do you understand that your life, the cost of your life compared to every life that you've affected, is equivalent to how much money, how much grief, how much pain, how much anxiety, how much frustration, job loss, assets lost, everything? Do you understand this? When it leads to Donald Trump, you ask the question, if I were to ask him point blank, or direct question, not if you are aware, but as a president, what is your job in this country? Your job is to protect national security and the civilians here in the United States. With everything considered, after 2 years, the truth has already been known. There's no way to pacify this. We are fed up from the entire world. We are fed up. We are fed up, as in fed, zero is what you've created, and we're fed up as in we don't mind losing you. And keep in mind, there is a secretly that's interrupting from the side angle. If you want to hear his conversation later, yes, you can. There's also a couple in back. Let me go back to where I was. This devastation is over. Trying to find where I just was. And the fact that they still have the audacity and the nerve to walk into this store after everything they've put me through, everything that they have done to me, including threats of homicide to my mother, threats of homicide to my aunt, threats of homicide to my father, threats of homicide to me, digging the pain deep every hour of every day, threats to kill me, inserting things like this, framing me with a disability, framing me in general, calling me a whore at every turn and every avenue, chasing me everywhere I go, getting excited when I'm angry, when I'm feeling pain, beating me down, laughing, wearing clothing that I paid for with my money that I created with all the assets that I have created since 2017 to date. Yes, How Fast Can You program was mine a long time ago. I've not sold it, and you know how many internationals paid for it? And this little girl walks in here. She's little, no, she's over 15, over 18, walks in here and plays a little game with me about being in control. And asks that I hear her. Do you understand what hell these people are asking for every single day? They are asking for it. They're begging you to cause them pain. They don't understand that the globe has a tradition of intelligence that they will never understand, that we far supersede in every instance and every day. This is my computer. This is live on YouTube, and I'm letting you know it is recorded as is. They believe somehow there may be something that could change that. They're not stupid. They're not crazy. They're just ill-equipped. They don't have what they need to be as powerful as they wish. They lost the war despite all of the terrorism, the trauma, chaos, deficit, loss of money, loss of everything they have done to every single person here and everywhere. The only thing they are good at is causing problems for people. And that's not something that helps anyone, and it's not something that's profitable. It's not something anyone would want. You go to war, you fight a war. You duke it out. People, when they go to war, they are prepared. They are prepared at any cost to lose their lives, to fight for the lives of their brothers and sisters. And these secretlies, these Mexicans, these people here, they refuse to give up. You know what that really means? The rest of the world doesn't have to worry. We don't have to negotiate. If they think they can take us over by force, we have every reason to do the exact same, just as we choose. Now, I'm a United States citizen, but I love a lot. And these people have hurt me in every way they can for this. To convince you and me that somehow they're better. Somehow being molested is something we should get scared about. Beating people, about feeling a sense of abuse, hurting people and taking advantage of you and I over the fact that this is the best we can do, causing us pain simply because our skin is tan, making fun of people when they're doing everything they can to get an A, and all they're doing is studying when someone else walks in and says, I'm stupider than you, so therefore I'll level out the playing field, I'll make you more stupid than I am, and therefore I'll get a D, and hopefully you'll just drop out. No. That means our entire world, this planet, goes down when you trust those who do those things. At the end of it, there's no way to control. There's no one person who can control the whole world. There's not one person. What it is all of us, a microcosm, a unit of people who function and work together to help each other support this globe and keep it protected. If it were for just one person controlling everything, that one person, I don't know how that's possible. I've never thought of myself as someone who could control anyone. I've never asked for control. I've never desired it. The only thing I've ever wanted is safety, freedom, liberation, a united people where we can grow and develop and be free and be happy, to choose what we want, to love life, to be engaged, to study, to read, to arts and culture and food and discover and get excited and creativity. It's fun. Life should be enthusiastic or calm or whatever you want to feel. That's what we've been missing throughout history. Is there's always someone who says, I think I can control the world and I'm in charge and you'll do what I say and that's a complex, that's a Napoleon complex. You'll do what I say and you'll do what I say and you can do what I say and you, oh, but I like you because you have this that I want. Now that I have it, I can control you no. Nobody wants to live that life. And now there's a lesson I thought of yesterday that's really important. If I can remember this, it had to do with those who control are in fact controlled. There's no such, that is a weird balance of things. If you seek control and desire control every day, the worst part is you are controlled by the need to control. Therefore, when you don't have it, you are out of control, and those who believe they're in control you, and it just is a vicious cycle of greed and fear of not being good. I don't even know. It's control begets control. There's no way to fully outright control people. People are art. We're art. We're meant to be beautiful. We're meant to be different and exquisite and all these wonderful things that you cannot define. You can't judge. You can't place a category on a human being. You stamp a label on someone and that says, bam, here's your stamp, go on and proceed. We're not manufactured. We're all created not equal. That's inaccurate. We're not all created equal. We are created different and this and that and add this and add that and splash of that and this and that. People don't go to a museum and they don't go to galleries staring at art and saying to themselves, you know what? I think all these paintings are alike. No, they're not all alike. If they did, then they wouldn't understand it. As humans, we reflect, we think, we observe, and we appreciate what real, genuine artwork is. That's what they say, of the beholder, the eyes of the beholder. It's how you perceive things. And it has to do with appreciating the beauty, the kindness, the sincerity, that the time and effort that went into creation, to making something that someone is proud of or sad about or anything, that they emote and put it on display to hope someone feels something from it. Not as a form of targeting the viewer, hoping that they get sucked in and focused on their stuff all day. No, it's meant to be appreciated. It's meant to be, enjoyed. That's what I feel the grand design of the universe is we're all artworks, ebbing and flowing together in movement. And on the other side of that, at one point I thought this was Armageddon. because of the fact that in my faith system, not to say it has to be yours, but in my faith system, I believe that we are all meant to just be ourselves and of course follow a moral code of respect and kindness and that's your space, I get it, I respect it. Instead, here's the latter half of what I have consistently seen from these secretlies in this invasion has been they will push until they get what they want. So I go back to this. Control. If my job were to control you all day and I have to have control to make myself feel a sense of pride, then that means that if I have that control, that I'm better, that I can do what I want, then I'm free. Until someone comes up and says, I control you too. Then it's a battle. I control, and nobody controls. They just keep going like this all day long. A little bit of both walks in, a little bit of half and half. Legal comes in, and here you are, you're just like, look, I don't want to deal with that. I've got my own life going on. I'm enjoying living my life. I don't want to deal with someone working to control me every day. And on the other half is either you're in control or I am, I'm in control or you are, or I control my own destiny. I control my own fate. How do I do it? Every step of every day. I do the best I can to be the best I can be. Now that is definitive by my own wants and desires. But when you have the other side, there's control, and then there's a choice between control and freedom. And this is what I've always wanted. I've always wanted liberation, the choice, not to have to be imprisoned by other people's shackles, by their expectations, by their decisions for me, or how they feel I should live my life. Yeah, parents do it all the time, but the difference is guidance, helping you guide through your life, supporting you, giving you parameters by which to keep you safe from harm. The other, and I'm showing my hands like this, so I'll show like this, feel safe from harm. The other is saying you have no parameters. You stay here, and here's where I'll keep you. You can only be here, or here, or here, or here, or here, if I tell you to do so. If you don't, I'm going to cause you pain. And then we start over. That's programming. It's unnecessary. What I designed How Fast Can You Program for was something called... Could you give me a second on the noise, please?
Sorry.
Thank you. How Fast Can You Program was having to do with ADs. And that's re-altering people's lives. And what she just said is, you're not going to have a secret unless I give it to her, which, no, that's not true. That's how you know how they operate. But the point of that is when you guide someone, it's a very gentle choice. Look, I'm suffering, I need help, I don't know what to do, I'm breaking down, I feel like I'm going to die, da-da-da. And someone steps in and says, you know what, maybe we can have a chat. Tell me what's going on in your life. I've got 5 minutes, 20 minutes, an hour, whatever. Either that or I've been studying you for this long, and I know that something you've been needing for this however many years is maybe a birthday cake, or maybe a hug, or maybe someone who, maybe not an item, but a couple words of motivation and an idea to get you moving to your best, greatest destiny. So if someone were to show up in your life and say, you know what, I don't have any interest in negotiating. I have nothing to gain from your life. As a matter of fact, the best gain I can receive is to be of help to you in achieving your greatest destiny. What kind of life would that be for everyone? What type of lifestyle would that lead to if every person chipped in just a little bit to add value to another person's life without expectation, without thinking prior to that maybe there's something they can personally gain as a sense of self-motivated interest, but something that maybe they can contribute. And the funny thing is, the law of reciprocity means when you give without expectation, most often than not, good comes right back to you. And the best part about that is when good comes back to you, you give it right back. And then it comes back to you, and then you give it back. And that's what I was looking forward to in about January of 2017. So then, with all that said, and this guy shuffling chairs around, I'm going to yell through this because this is the life I've led with secretlies and Mexicans. I'm going to get to my point again. Let's see if I can get back to the Constitution. Oh, I put it on Facebook. Okay, here we go. Thank you. That's good. Ah. Okay, here we are. There you go. Here's my little Facebook page. That's me. Hi, that's me with an afro as a kid. I like bubble baths and I like toys in bubble baths. I don't know. I like my little ring in the tub, and I like fuzzy stuff. Fuzzy stuff? Was it called bubbles? Bubbles in the bath. I had a big afro. Yeah, I changed my hair red because I was very angry. Code nuclear war. I meant to say nuclear red. Yeah, and I'm very excited about that too. Thank you. So here we are. I forgot to mention, Mexico is in the middle of a nuclear war. We've got about 20 different missiles targeted directly at them. So if you wanted to know that, that'll be fun too. There's a lot more to it than that, and I just want to say thank you. So, here we go. Okay, so if I can just find the U.S. Constitution again, it seems very difficult to do it. There we go, found it. So I'll end tonight after 42 minutes and 13 seconds. It is now 6, 7, 15, 20. Sorry, my neck's a little squishy. 6, 7, almost 25, so 7:24 exactly p.m. on January 22nd. And I reread. Let's start from the beginning again. And I'm really a nerd. And I'm probably about 97, 98 percentile. Who would have thought? I never was learning disabled. Thanks, Mom. You covered me. So, Section 3. No person shall be a senator or representative in Congress or elector of president and vice president or hold any office, civil or military, under the United States or under any state who, having previously taken an oath as a member of Congress or as any officer of the United States or as a member of any state legislature or as an executive or judicial officer of any state to support the Constitution of the United States shall have engaged in insurrection or rebellion against the same. That's us. Or given aid or comfort to the enemies thereof, secretly. And none of the rest of us are enemies at this point. We're all together. But Congress may, by a vote of 2/3 of each house, remove such disability, meaning the secretlies are the disabilities, the insurrection or rebellion. Section 4, the validity of the public debt of the United States authorized by law, including debts incurred for the payment of pensions and bounties for services in suppressing insurrection, i.e. the Department of Justice, in suppressing insurrection or rebellion shall not be questioned, period. But neither the United States nor any state shall assume or pay any debt or obligation incurred in aid of insurrection or rebellion against the United States. We will not pay people to help fight against our own country. I wrote that part. We will not pay people to fight against our own country. I said that. So where was I? In aid of insurrection or rebellion against the United States, or any claim for the loss or emancipation of any slave, which they are about to become, should they not decide to sacrifice everything, to give up now. But all such debts, obligations, and claims shall be held illegal and void, meaning any claim, well, you already heard all of that, but neither the United States nor any state shall assume or pay any debt or obligation incurred in aid of insurrection or rebellion against the United States, or any claim for the loss of emancipation of any slave, but all such debts, obligations, and claims shall be held illegal and void. The claims for any debts against in support of insurrection or rebellion. Section 5, the Congress shall have power to enforce by appropriate legislation the provisions of this article. Now, I'm going to tilt the camera over here just as they requested. These are the people who have been interrupting, the woman in the background and also a guy in the kitchen. Good thing your face wasn't shown, but I heard your voices always. Good, your face wasn't shown. It was just the back of your head. Okay, here's another one in the blue sweater with an Adidas. Oh, I was going to show a footage of him, but you guys keep yelling at me as I'm on here. Well, okay, well, everything has been recorded, so it's... I got that. Anyway, so this is Yamina Jordan signing out. This was very fun. This is exciting. I caught the back of her head, and that's really it. But this is me. Hi, I've been fighting for you this whole time. And I'm so tired of these secretlies, these Mexicans affecting our entire United States and the world. And the other message is we're ready to have them ousted. If they know what that means, they need to stop bothering me and shut their mouths everywhere they go. I'm sorry they're having a hard time, but I would send all those messages out. You can do whatever you want with them. I'm stepping aside. I can no longer protect them, and I refuse to. On the other end, thanks for defending me. I should be expecting the money soon. Regarding Donald Trump, he's in just as much trouble with them as he is one of them. Why is no one on his side? Maybe because after all of this, they've seen too much to know the truth. How much time do you have? You want to test it? Keep acting the same way. And I guarantee people will get what they always wanted. For all those that called me the whore for the Sia or considered me that, all those secretlies, all those Mexicans, all those little bit of boasts, the secretly Hawaiians, the people who refer to me as that still today, I for 2 years have embraced and embodied, because of them, exactly what they were hoping we would treat them like, their worst fear: degrading, dirty, disgusting, poor, stupid, dehydrated, hungry, disheveled. Someone who people look down on, who feel disgusted by when they walk near. We love the way you smell. All of those things, that's exactly, give me 1 minute, I'm almost off. That's exactly what they always wanted to be treated like. So before I sign out, I let you know this is what they want. This is how it goes every single day. And this is how they would like you to turn the tables on them. So as I sign out, don't be afraid. This is what they really want for everyone. And this is not what we want for them. He's got an American flag on his shirt. You feel my heart? Got it. Well, I love you, world. Signing out. Yeah, I just said I'm leaving. I just needed to end it. I just needed to end it. I just needed to end this recording. How do I do this? Perfect. It was already live, wasn't it?